is day number 1 of the 2021 Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship from Alajuela, Costa Rica. It's game number 4. It's Turks and Caicos taking on the United States. Another beautiful day here in Costa Rica to get this tournament underway. And we are now coming to you from Group C. Turks and Caicos and the United States in game number 1 of this group. And the last game to close out the day, it'll be the hosts, Costa Rica, taking on Trinidad and Tobago. For Turks and Caicos, this is the 4th appearance for them at the Concacaf Beach Soccer Championships, while the United States is making their 9th appearance at the Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship. They took home the title in 2006, the last time it took place in Costa Rica, along with 2013. But for Turks and Caicos, they are looking to make it out of the group stage for the first time. They have failed to do so in 2015, 2017, and 2019. But now here in 2021, they're looking to make some noise in this competition. They'll be tested right off the bat against a very good United States side that should be the favorites in this group to win the group, but Costa Rica should give them a tough test when they play on Wednesday. But the first game in Group C in this competition, it's Turks and Caicos and the United States. The teams just about ready to take to the field, and we will get this 4th game of the day underway here from Alajuela.
Muy buenas tardes, damas y caballeros. Le damos la bienvenida a los equipos nacionales de Turcos y Caicos y su similar de los Estados Unidos.
Led out by today's officials. It'll be both of the teams coming out onto the field. The United States will be in all white, while Turks and Caicos will be in all navy blue as they make their way out onto the sand. A beautiful day here in Costa Rica. The sun is shining. Can't ask for much more than that. It's the 4th game of the day. It's day number 1 of the Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship here in 2021. We'll step aside for the national anthem of both the United States and Turks and Caicos.
caballeros, les pedimos ponerse de pie para escuchar el himno nacional de Turcos y Caicos, seguido por el himno nacional de los Estados Unidos.
Well, building up to first kick between Turks and Caicos and the United States. I'm Josh Eastern, happy to be with you on day number 1 of this Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship here from Alajuela, Costa Rica. A look at the two captains coming to the middle, meeting with today's referee, Gumercindo Batista from Panama. The two captains, James Rene from Turks and Caicos, and for the United States, it's Nick Pereira. Let's read you the starting lineups. We'll start with Turks and Caicos in goal, Pendieno Brooks. In the midfield, Jepte Francois, Ledson Jerome, Herbie Magny, along with Alex Bryan. On the other side for the United States, Chris Toth, Jason Santos, David Mondragon, Nick Pereira, and Gabe Silveira will start on the field here for the United States. Chris Toth in goal for the Americans. Well, what will Turks and Caicos give us here today? This will be a tough matchup, no doubt, for Turks and Caicos. The first time that these two teams have ever faced off. We'll see what we get here on day number 1 and match number 1 for both of these sides, as we are just about set to start from Alajuela, Costa Rica. There's the whistle, and we are off. The United States will start in possession. An early shot will come on and go into the netting behind the goal. So the United States making their 9th appearance at the Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship, winning it in 2006 and in 2013 as well. Their last appearance was in 2019, where they ended up losing in the final to Mexico. It was a 6-2 final score in that game. And early going here as the United States will throw this back in. Chris Toth in goal, his 5th consecutive Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship. So very experienced for Toth in goal, wearing the red kit today for the U.S. Toth back on the ball with the coach for the United States, Francis Farberoff, who was actually a former player for the United States. He won the MVP actually last time it was in Costa Rica, this competition in 2006 when the United States won it all. So back in Costa Rica, and good memories for Farberoff, who was hired at the end of 2019. So play it through the middle. Here's Silvera. The bicycle kick will go wide. Good chance there for the U.S. Decent spell of possession as well. And now back to Turks and Caicos. Let's see what they can do in possession today. Remember, the top two teams from this group will advance. Mondragon trying to win possession back, but it was Pendiano Brooks, the 20-year-old, in goal for Turks and Caicos here today and in this competition. Letson Jerome will throw this back in. Santos, Mondragon trying to get around Letson Jerome. He's making it very difficult. Long throw downfield. Here's Magni on the turn. It was blocked down. Another bite of the apple here for Turks and Caicos if they can get a shot away. It's Alex Bryan. This actually does stay in play down this near touchline. Sent back into the middle. USA trying to build play up there with Jason Santos coming through the middle. Good touch back here for Chris Toth, who's showing his skill in goal. Knocked ahead, Pereira, who's so good as a goal scorer, and he has this one blocked. Nick Pereira, also his 5th consecutive Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship, one of the top scorers in United States history. He actually leads the United States in this competition in terms of goals with 37. He has 99 career international goals, so the next one, of course, will bring him to the century mark. The 34-year-old out of Carlsbad, California, just north of San Diego. Bicycle kick, trying to put this one into the middle, and the United States strikes first. It's Nicolas Pereira who comes off the bench, and he gets the first goal of this competition for the United States. Played downfield by Toth, and the bicycle kick on the assist, and Pereira just able to beat Beljour there in defense, and the United States has their first goal today. And could this be the first of many for the U.S.? It's about 3.5 minutes gone, and already an opening goal. This will be whistled dead, and looks like they'll restart this. Turks and Caicos will get this back underway. Rene will get this going here on the whistle. I'll play this out to this near side. It didn't quite come off. As Fredo Dilbert comes up with it. An awkward bounce there for Toth, who just has to knock it clear. He also trying to go down that right side now through Alessandro Canale. Italian heritage there with Canale out of Venice, California. Toth plays this wide. Dilbert cutting in field. Dilbert shot saved. Pendiano Brooks just able to parry that aside, out for a corner. Dilbert will come over and put this back into play. Towards the back post, it was headed away and out of play. US will now be able to put this back in. Here's Toth. Dilbert Getting a good spell here off the bench. Knocks this back for Toth. He'll bring this one forward just a couple steps. Now a shot comes on. Tough bounce there right in front of goal. Takes it wide. It's Albiston. There was a look at the last shot coming from Dilbert. Just knocking that one aside. As you might expect, the opening minutes have belonged to the U.S. Albiston will now put this back in. Here's Toth. Our first look at Antonio Chavez, and you'll notice the long hair on Chavez. His dad introduced him to the phrase, "It ain't hip until it's to the hip." That's why he has that long hair. He's had it since first grade, and you'll see Chavez out there, 20 years of age, from Oceanside, California. Here's Brooks, who will distribute all the way downfield and out of play. A goal clearance now coming for Toth. Past the midway point of this first period. Good start from the United States, with the goal coming from Nick Perea. Trying to come down that far side through Santos. Little flick right in front. And it's Brooks who comes away with it for Turks and Caicos. This one will stay in play, and Toth will have to come out and grab it. The United States was able to gather in Fort Lauderdale about a week ago before they traveled down to Costa Rica on the 14th. Gathered in Fort Lauderdale. Here's Chavez cutting in field. Chavez shot is in! 2-0 to the United States. And the 20-year-old Chavez gets on the score sheet here in game number 1. Able to cut in field and catch the goalkeeper, Brooks, leaning the other way. Came back towards the near side. Brooks did get a touch on it, but not enough to keep it out. And Antonio Chavez has his first goal of this competition. About 5 minutes to go. And Turks and Caicos, we already knew it would be an uphill battle for them, being the underdogs, as Toth makes his first save of the day. And it's out for a corner kick now for Turks and Caicos. We'll stop the clock for the moment as the referee will come and looks like talk to Ruby Magni along with Gabe Silveira. Now we're good to go. They'll send this into the middle. Header comes on. It was blocked down in front and finally cleared away. Francois got his head to it. Now a throw in here for the U.S. They'll go quickly. Pereira, tough bounce. He lost his footing for the moment, able to regain possession. He clips this one up to himself, but it's cleared away. Nick Pereira, definitely the player to watch for the United States. So much history for the 34-year-old in this game. Headed forward, Mondragon. And the foul there as Brooks came to claim it from goal. There's another look at it, Mondragon. Just dislodging that after Brooks got his hands on it. So a long free kick here coming for Pendiano Brooks. We'll see if he decides to put this on goal or whether he tries to keep possession here for Turks and Caicos. Just send this one towards Toth. We'll clean it up pretty straightforward. Santos, and now Toth out of his penalty area. Kept in play by Mondragon. Try to get this back. It comes centrally. Mondragon's shot is in. 3-0 United States. Now really starting to pour it on in this first period. David Mondragon gets the third goal of this first period for the United States, the 29-year-old from Santa Cruz, California. Another experienced player in his second consecutive Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship. World Cup experience for Mondragon as well. And now a goal to show for it here in this one. This will be played back now for Toth. Dilbert's shot is off the hands of Brooks, and he's able to claim it going to ground. Nervy moment there for the Turks and Caicos goalkeeper. Dilbert will claim this. Ooh, nervy back pass. Toth just able to keep it in play on that far end line. He'll distribute downfield. A heavy touch there off the chest of Canale. Francois. Just knock this back for Brooks. Dilbert will head this back into the middle. Now Delva. And back for Brooks. Well, already 3 games in the books today. Mexico taking down Belize 6-3. Guatemala and the Bahamas had to go to penalty kicks, and Guatemala came away victorious 3-1 in penalties in the last match. Was El Salvador taking down the Dominican Republic 15-1. Another chance here for the U.S. as this one's knocked out of play. And now back to Turks and Caicos, final 90 seconds of this first period. The final 2 games of the day come in Group C. Trinidad and Tobago taking on Costa Rica coming up next. Here's Perea. Back for Toth. Now Perea again off his chest, looking to switch the field. Chavez. Maybe just trying to keep possession here till the end of this first period. Oh, and clash of heads as Chavez goes down, colliding with Wilden's Delva. Chavez, the goal scorer for the U.S. already. Throw in coming right into the middle. A couple of Turks and Caicos players able to just head that out of play. 30 seconds to go now. Here's Brooks. Maybe one chance for Turks and Caicos. Perea heads this out of play. Rene will throw this in. Toth rises above everybody. 10 seconds to go now. Here comes the U.S. Options in the middle. Shot taken. Spilled in front. And then Brooks makes a big save as this first period comes to an end. So a 3-minute break now in between periods, and it's the United States with a 3-0 advantage over Turks and Caicos. Highlights and the second period coming up momentarily. Highlights from the first period here from Alajuela, Costa Rica. And it's been all United States so far. 3-0. And most of the chances, almost all of the chances, came for the U.S. Pendiano Brooks, one of the busier players on the field. Here was the first goal coming from Nicolas Perea. Able to get that in on the cross. Just knocks it by the defender of Francois. And that got the United States started. Then it was Brooks being forced into another big save. Dilbert's shot was pushed aside. More opportunities coming for the U.S. Here was another goal coming from Antonio Chavez, the 20-year-old. Gets it on his right foot, cutting in field, and just off the fingertips of the goalkeeper, Pendiano Brooks. And then finally, Mondragon able to just slot this one home and make it 3-0 to the U.S. after period 1. And that is the final score here after the first period, as we still have 2 more to go, of course. The second period here coming up here in just a few moments, as the United States has a commanding lead.
You gotta be the other side.
So here we go. Second period is now underway. The United States 3, Turks and Caicos 0. One more game to come after this one. It will be Costa Rica taking on Trinidad and Tobago. But for now, it's the United States with a 3-0 advantage as we start this second period. Mondragon, Perea, and Chavez with the goal. Here's Silveira. Play it back for Toth. United States just trying to manage things here. Remember, goal difference will come into play, potentially, as a tiebreaker. The team is tied. Starting off with 3 points, always so important in this group stage format. Played into the corner, Mondragon won't get there, it'll be Silveira instead. Mondragon into the middle, Pereira brings this down. He's back to goal. Looking around, Pereira now has his shot blocked down. Alex Bryan getting in the way. Silveira's shot dribbles into the arms of Brooks, who has to parry this aside. Santos now. And a chance here for Turks and Caicos. Mondragon able to get stuck in. Pereira for Mondragon. If he can get a shot away, he couldn't. Looks like a foul against David Mondragon will send this back to Turks and Caicos. Here's another look at it. Looks like Bryan might have just gotten hit by a stray arm there. So Alex Bryan now stands over this direct free kick. Send this downfield and bouncing into the hands of Chris Toth. Little back heel, Santos there. Pereira will keep this alive for the U.S. in attacking possession. Pereira. Pereira's shot is blocked down. Francois getting in the way. Pereira, another chance, puts this back into the middle. Silveira on the bicycle kick, has it blocked down by Bryan, who was in close proximity there, but gets his body in the way to block it down. Mondragon carrying this forward. His shot deflects out. Corner kick for the U.S. Silveira. Trying to send that towards the back post, a bit too heavy. And out for now a throw-in for Turks and Caicos. Long distribution and unable to be kept in play by Beljour. U.S. in complete control, those 3 first period goals. Pereira chests this into the middle, and Brooks makes another save. This shot coming from Christopher Albiston. Here's Pereira, scoring that inaugural goal in this competition for the U.S. here in 2021. Pereira just waiting to get going, it seems. A quick sub as Canale will now come on for Pereira. Brooks' shot is in! What a goal from Pendiano Brooks! And that's the first goal for Turks and Caicos, a golazo! Why not just kickstart the offense yourself? That's exactly what Brooks does, just looping over the outstretched arm of Chris Toth. A beautiful goal from Brooks. So the goalkeeper gets on the board for Turks and Caicos. Canale will head this forward, and Brooks is the man of the match so far for Turks and Caicos. He's made a number of big saves and now has the goal that has gotten Turks and Caicos 1 goal closer. Toth has to knock this away. Tracked down there on that far side by Sylvans. Sylvans still battling for it. It'll be a foul in the United States possession. Long kick, and this one is out of play. They're back on the free kick. So a little bit of confidence here from Turks and Caicos as Dilbert sends this back towards Brooks. But what can Turks and Caicos do with that here in this second period, the middle of 3? All these teams want to lift that trophy at the end of this competition, but of course qualification to the World Cup so important as well. The 2 finalists will get that qualification. 2 spots available for Concacaf for the 2021 Beach Soccer World Cup later on this year in Moscow. This team's trying to make it to Russia. Dilbert knocks this away. 5 minutes gone here in this second period. Toth able to collect this now. Albiston. Back for Pereira. Once again, Albiston switches the play. Resende in! What a strike on the volley! Connor Resende, the 28-year-old from Davie, Florida. A beautiful assist from Christopher Albiston. And on the volley, swipes his left foot through it off the left post and rattles the back of the cage. 4-1 United States. An acrobatic shot there from Connor Resende, who actually featured on American Ninja Warrior in 2016. career has taken him all across the world. He started at the University of Virginia, then went over to Italy and Spain, and applying his trade in beach soccer. So 4-1 in the United States, just about at the midway point of this second period. Looks like they'll do this again as the clock stops.
Right, 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 four, right, there.
Knocked up, shot comes on and just wide. There will be Magny, who scored 1 goal in 2019 against Panama. It was a tough go of it for Turks and Caicos in that 2019 competition, 0-3. A 6-0 loss against Trinidad and Tobago, who they will face later on this week. An 8-1 loss against Panama, and then an 8-6 loss against the U.S. Virgin Islands, in which Alex Bryant actually scored a hat trick, number 10 in blue for Turks and Caicos. Throwing here for the U.S., Santos for Pereira in! Goal number 100 in his international career. Nick Pereira gets it done once again. You knew it was coming. Nick Pereira right off the throw-in and right into the back of the net. The score increases now to 5-1 in favor of the United States. We saw a 15-1 scoreline in our previous game. Might we get another big scoreline here? So 5 different goal scorers now for the United States. Here's Pereira again on the turn. Bounces right out of play. For Nick Pereira, what a big moment for his career. His 38th goal in this competition. That still leads United States players, but his 100th international goal. A huge milestone for Nick Pereira, the 34-year-old out of Carlsbad, California. The captain for this team, his 5th consecutive Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship. Chavez comes centrally. Pereira couldn't control. Knocked out for a corner. Sent towards the back post, and this one out of play. Here's Brooks, the lone goal scorer for Turks and Caicos. Knocked down to play once more. Another throw in coming. Bryant. And the cut in field unsuccessful. Pereira in open field is brought down. And this will be a yellow card, it looks. And a free kick now coming for the United States. They're both jostling, but you saw that jersey tug. And Alex Bryant into the book. So Nick Pereira, great opportunity to add to his goal-scoring total. One-on-one now with Pendiano Brooks. Pereira scores! Slots it by Brooks. 6-1 and a brace for Nick Pereira. Another look at it here. Choosing that right corner. Puts it right where he wants. And now the United States really growing its advantage. 3 goals in the first period, now 3 goals here in this second period. Desmond Batres in the last game for El Salvador was able to score 4 goals. Let's see if Nick Pereira can rival that in game number 1. Knocked back for Brooks there by Jeff Beljour, who's also a goal scorer in 2019. As Toth lets this go out of play. Silveira, Pereira. Chris Toth once more. Mondragon. Sylvan's lost his footing, and then it's knocked out of play by Francois. Coming into the middle on the volley, a shot into the netting behind the goal by Canale. Long throw, straight out of play. Chris Toth now for the United States. Toth will have a go, trying to match his counterpart, Pendiano Brooks. This one just a bit too high. Long distribution downfield, Pereira there to meet it. And this shot sprayed wide, under 2 minutes to go in this second period. Silveira. Canale on the turn, scores! Beautiful strike, 7-1 to the United States, Alessandro Canale. Some tremendous goals already in this game from the U.S. Picking out that top left corner. Just over 90 seconds to go in this second period. Now 4 goals in this second period for the U.S. Another shot straight from the kickoff is out of play. Here's Toth. Centrally, Canale. Pereira scores his second goal, 8-1 United States. Nicolas Pereira. First time strike. And now this is really getting out of hand. Turks and Caicos. And that says it all right there. Highlights from the second period of action. It was a busy period for the United States, scoring 5 goals, but it was also Turks and Caicos getting their first goal of this match as well. Pendiano Brooks has played a major part so far. Here is that goal. A beautiful strike it was, just dipping right under the outstretched arm of Chris Toth and under the bar as well. That was to make it 3-1, but then the United States would score 5 unanswered goals. Plenty of goal scoring. That was a beautiful one by Connor Resende on the volley. Nothing that Brooks could really do in that situation. Off the far post and rattling in for Resende. On the ensuing kickoff, the shot was wide, and then Nick Pereira would get his 100th international goal right here off the fingertips of Brooks and into the back of the net. Then the free kick by Pereira as he netted a second period brace. Then on the turn, Alessandro Canale. The goals just kept on coming for the Americans. And Nick Pereira. This was Nicolas Pereira for the United States, putting this one in. And then one more. Canale again, another second period brace for him as well. And that is what has us at this scoreline now. It's 8-1 United States as we enter the final period of play. So here we go. Final 12 minutes from Alajuela, Costa Rica. Day number 1 of this 2021 Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship. United States 9, Turks and Caicos 1. Resende trying to switch the play, trying to find Pereira as it's knocked out of play. Next game up, Costa Rica, the hosts, against Trinidad and Tobago. Pereira on the turn. It's knocked away. Here's Toth. Santos to the end line. Resende now back into the middle. Pereira. Throwing now for Pereira towards goal, and it looks like a new goalkeeper is in there in Turbyfield. Sebastian Turbyfield, the 18-year-old, will now make his 2021 debut in this competition. Pendiano Brooks got the goal. He also gave up 9. Chavez. The end line, Resende back into the middle. Played all the way downfield and out of play. Chavez last and out of play. Corner kick here for Turks and Caicos. Played in, Resende got a touch to it. Now Pereira for the United States. Well, coming into this competition, Francis Farberoff, the coach for the U.S., said our objective is to qualify for the World Cup and to win the tournament, but our first objective is to win the first game. We're focused on Turks and Caicos. And I think you can check that one off, as this has been a good performance to start this competition. Toth will take this on, saved by Turbyfield. And now Pereira wins this back, trying to chip the goalkeeper. A bit too strong out behind the goal. Back downfield for Toth. Silveira. Pereira. Silveira will play this back to Toth. 3 times Toth has been a top 50 beach soccer player in the world. Very nice career for Chris Toth. Played forward, Mondragon. Just saved off the line by Francois. The U.S. denied double digits, at least for the moment. Mondragon. Which way will this go? Looks like this will go against Mondragon. It was Letson Jerome getting his body in the way there. And he won possession back with that header first, and then Mondragon came through and hit him. Downfield. Mondragon. Trying to go back upfield. Cutting this back. Headed in the middle. Shot comes on and in. A 10th goal for the United States. It's a 10-1 advantage. And it's Silveira who gets the goal this time. Silveira, the 29-year-old out of San Francisco. Both of his parents are from Brazil. He actually spent a couple of years of his childhood there playing soccer and futsal. His first beach national team cap coming in 2018. A World Cup experience for Gabe Silveira. Shot comes on, this time by Francois, and out of play. Seven minutes to go for Turks and Caicos to at least try to cut into this deficit. But the last game between El Salvador and the Dominican Republic, 15-1. So a couple of lopsided score lines here in these last two, and a new goalkeeper now. It's Esteban Sapetnitsky, who is making his debut for the beach soccer national team here today. 24-year-old out of Miami, Sapetnitsky. Good game overall for Chris Toth. Just the one goal allowed, and I'm sure he angry at himself that he gave that up, but it was a beautiful strike by Pendiano Brooks. Everybody on the roster is now played for the United States. Same can be said for Turks and Caicos. Another one comes in. It's 11-1 United States. Silveira, another one. So 2 goals here in this third period for Gabe Silveira in very quick succession. The 4th player with a brace for the U.S.
Sweat. Sweat. There.
Past the midway point of this third period, and just need to cross the T's and dot the I's of this one for the United States. A well-earned victory, but now it's just by how much? 11-1 here with 5.5 to go. Santos. Dilbert. Rene. Santos trying to win this back, and he does. Jason Santos has done a lot of hard work today, the 32-year-old out of Cardiff by the Sea, California. His fourth consecutive Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship, the defender made his debut in 2014 for the Beach Soccer National Team. Turbyfield will throw this downfield. A kick out of play coming from Herbie Magny. Pereira back in for the last few minutes. Chance here for Turks and Caicos. It was Peterson's shot who was blocked. Now it's Pereira back on the ball. Too far for Albiston. And this will be a foul going against Christopher Albiston, as Delvo was thrown down to the sand. Albiston. Santos able to keep it. Crafty move there by Jason Santos, and now back for Sapetnitsky. Flicked along, Pereira right in front of goal. Turbyfield comes up with a big save. Pereira again. Turbyfield there quickly. Downfield, Pereira again. Attempt the bicycle kick. The whistle came before. Another look at the foul here. So 3:10 to go, 11-1 to the United States. That goal difference well in the favor of the Americans at the moment. Pereira. Chavez. A bit too tall there for Chavez in the middle. Sapetnitsky, his first save of the day. The shot comes on by Jepte Francois. So for the United States, it'll be Trinidad and Tobago tomorrow, and then Costa Rica on Wednesday. That'll be flipped for Turks and Caicos. They'll get Costa Rica tomorrow, Trinidad and Tobago on Wednesday, and see if we can manage to get a point here out of these first couple of games. Doesn't look like today, but it'll come down to those last two for Turks and Caicos if they can try to get something going. Here's Chavez. Back into the middle, Chavez. Taken away by Alex Bryan. He'll have a shot. Saved by Sapetnitsky. And the final 2 minutes. Mondragon will line this up and send it wide. The whistle blows here to stop the clock with 1:47 left. Subs coming on. Here's Rene. Gets this one in. Sapetnitsky will let this bounce out of play. Perea. Resende. Mondragon was not on frame as the goalkeeper, Turbyfield, was just able to make himself big and force an errant shot. Now the final minute. Here's Perea. Perea into the middle. Resende trying to flick that along. Perea might still get there. And now it's grabbed by Turbyfield with 45 seconds left. Final 30 seconds of a victorious game number 1 for the U.S., 11-1, and Sapetnitsky said, why not me? 20 seconds left, up 10, having a go at it. Resende bears the number of the amount of goals the U.S. has scored today. Mondragon will try to send this in. And that will do it. The United States victorious 11-1 over Turks and Caicos. 3 points for the Americans in Group C. So they move atop the standings. While Trinidad and Tobago and Costa Rica will go at it to close out day number 1. That is coming up next. But for now it finishes the United States 11, Turks and Caicos 1. Highlights from the third period of this match, and it was a match to remember for the U.S. An 11-1 win for the Americans here on day number 1 of this competition, and the goals just kept on coming. This one coming from close to midfield with Gabe Silvera, and then he'd get a second one there just moments later, able to knock that one in. So a brace for Silvera. There'll be a couple of chances here in this third period as well for Turks and Caicos. A new goalkeeper for both sides as Sebastian Turbyfield came on for Turks and Caicos, while Esteban Sapetnitsky, the Miami, Florida native, came on for the Americans there towards the end. And it was Turbyfield who was forced into some big saves. So that is going to do it for this fourth game of the day, Turks and Caicos and the United States, but it's well in favor of the United States. 11-1 winners. Stay tuned for the final game of the day coming up at 6 o'clock Eastern Time. It's Costa Rica taking on Trinidad and Tobago.
I was like, that's going. That's going.